Well, I want to ask you guys about how you saw your lives when you got married. You know, you probably had an idea about what things would look like. And, you know, LaDonne, maybe you had the fairy tale that you had enjoyed since being a little girl. And I would imagine that in most relationships that end in marriage, there's part of that fairy tale that absolutely comes true. And then part of the reality of what happens doesn't match that fairy tale at all. Now, Kevin, I'm not going to associate you with a fairy tale, okay, because you're a guy, you know, and guys just kind of go with the flow and they like what they like and they go for it. And then, you know, whatever that turns out to be ends up being what they're loyal to and what they serve and who they serve. But your life in the interim between when you got married, started the chocolate house, came back to Heiko, we're making a life for yourselves. How does that look now compared to what you were anticipating? Because I have to think that there are some things that have occurred in that period of time that maybe weren't on your bingo card.
Absolutely. In some respects, it's exactly what we envisioned. That, I think, is where the intentionality came in. Mm-hmm. Once we started our business, it was very intentional to move to little old Heiko from the Big D. The plan was, because the biological clock was ticking, was to have children. And we tried for 4 years. And then thought, well, maybe it just isn't in the cards. And then thought about adoption and went through that and ended up with 4 children through the adoption process.
Just add water.
Yeah. That was kind of like it was, because it went from 1 to 4 first one we had for 18 months. And then in the 6 months between that, we got 3 more.
6 months?
Yes. Yeah. And they were almost 3.
Oh.
2, 1, and just born.
And
were they related?
2 sibling groups.
How long had you had
our first child? Mm-hmm. We got when he was a month old. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we had just him for 18 months. And then we got a phone call and said, we have a sibling group. Well, what's that? Well,
what even is that?
Define group.
Yes, exactly. A boy who is almost 3 and a little girl who's 3 months old. Mm. Okay. 2 days later, we're a family of 3. And we're thinking 5, family of 5. We're thinking, especially after, doing this for like a month or 2, that sounds pretty good. 3 is good. 3 under 3. And then we get a phone call 6 months later for the first child's sibling who was just born.
I can't even.
And so we said, okay. And a couple of days later.
Unplug your phone.
Yeah. Beware about answering the phone.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a telecommunicative vasectomy right there. Yeah. There you go.
And at the time when I got that phone call from the caseworker, I was at Cook's Children's Hospital with our son, Everett, who was there for a checkup, his 2-year checkup for a heart murmur. Mm. So I'm seeing my child with all the monitors and all the little thingies on them, and the caseworker calls. So, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
So y'all had the business 2 months?
No, it's been like, I'm trying to think. It was actually 6 years. We'd had the business 6 years.
Okay.
But and then we got kids. So we had actually bought another house and moved out of the attic and bought a house and renovated it. But the way we renovated the house was not for children. Because
you didn't,
we didn't think we were going to have children. It was a guest suite, what we called a guest suite. It was just 2 bedrooms the way the house was, it was 2 bedrooms that were, you walked into each of them, Mm-hmm. And so one was a little sitting room and one was the bedroom. And so, okay, that's what we've got. family comes to visit, friends, whatever.
Sure.
And then
Y'all had to make it work.
we had to make it work.
That's not the house you live in now.
No, it is
Okay.
not. We actually added on a little teeny weeny addition that was the boys, where the boys slept, and it was a bunk bed. That was, the room was no wider than the bunk bed,
Wow.
the length of the bunk bed, and then another little twin bed in that room. Our daughter Olivia had her own room.
Mhm.
Eventually, I think we moved them around a little bit, and then there was a central room that was their playroom.
Mm.
And
Wow.
we're talking, these are small rooms. Small children.
Small children.
And
They
then
didn't need much space.
they didn't need much
They don't
space.
need much. Yeah.
But then eventually we bought the house that we have now,
Wow.
because we needed to do more. We needed more room for the kids.
Mm. And
So-
now they're adults.
Now they're adults.
Did your kids like chocolate?
Oh yes.
Yes.
And when they were young, oh yes.
I mean, I know that's it seems like a silly question, but
Not really, but yeah. But
When
not really.
when they were
there's a little background on that.
when they were young, they all helped at one time or another in the business.
Oh, nice.
They were, like for instance, I used to have a women's clothing store that was in the front of the chocolate studio, what we call the chocolate studio.
Mm-hmm.
And the babies came to work with us. And so
Nice.
I had a little baby Bjorn, Everett was in there, Olivia was, Lewis was, Sean wasn't because he was the oldest and he was walking by that point.
Mm-hmm.
But brought babies to work,
Wow.
brought babies to market when I went to market, wore them.
Wore them.
They're hanging off all sides.
Yes.
Little
Yes.
papoose.
Oh my gosh, you should have seen this at the grocery store at HEB.
Mm.
Each of them had their own, because it's a clump of children. It's sort of like quadruplets,
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine. Each of them had their own place on the cart. The two oldest had the front. They had to keep their hand on the grocery cart, and then the grocery cart keeps littles. You can get two littles on that are in the seat.
Oh, right.
But then they graduated to the other two corners next to mom.
Oh, my.
And so that's how I went through the grocery store. It was hand on the cart, hand on the cart, hand on the cart, hand on the
That
cart.
is
You'd have 4 little bags hanging off each corner
Yes.
and just, drop one of them each
Yes.
one of them in a bag and say,
Yes.
you don't get
Yeah.
a choice.
And the funny thing is when they grew up, my son Sean, when he was teen, went with me to the grocery store once, and it was a little rough at that time with teenagers.
18, sure.
Yes, and he walked out of the grocery store, and for sure you had to have your hand on the cart when we were in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he walked alongside me at the grocery store. But the minute that those doors opened up for us to go put the groceries in the car, his hand went on his spot.
Oh, my.
I just about lost it.
Oh,
I
gosh.
imagine.
Yeah, because I didn't, we were having such a hard time. But there it was, the
Wow.
training,
Mhm.
Just instinctual.
instinctual. He did not even realize he did it.
Mm-mm.
Because
Oh.
we get in the car and I'm just like wiping away the tears.
What's wrong, Mom?
Yes, what's wrong, Mom?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That is incredible.
Forever your son.
Yes.
No, forever your baby.
No.
So do you foresee in the future any of your kids following in your footsteps?
It's a big question. They're all wonderful. They've got all their own great gifts, but they're still 20, 21, 22, 23.
Still pretty
So they're
young.
just all learning who they are and who they want to be.
Sure.
Mm.
So I'm not going to put that pressure on them, but I would love
Mm-hmm.
any of them to take over.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
So I don't think that there's any doubt that you probably anticipated this question, if you've been thinking about this since I asked you to come on. But in that the focus of what we do at Out Loud and On Purpose is about living a life of intention. And I know that, I know also, not that we have to have a deep discussion about it. I know your faith is a big part of who you are and how you go about your lives as business owners, as spouses, as parents, in every role that you play. If there was a thing or two that you could verbally pass on to anybody that had ears to listen about, what you've learned, the most important lessons, maybe the parts of life where intentionality is more critical than others, or the most critical, what would you say?
Make plans and stick to them. And everybody's got their own thing that they are able to think about.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I've got to get a piece of paper, put it in my pocket, think about my day the next day, and also think about long-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
Those goals don't happen, but you're making your way towards those goals. And when you're young, make some plans too. Sometimes they don't work out, but sometimes they do. So just think about what you're doing. And certainly, I starting out the business, I was asking, what I should do to asking my earthly father and my heavenly father, what should I do? Where should I go?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be in the city. I want to be in the country, but I don't know how to do that.
Right.
And so...
And that requires kind of picking the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean, not just, okay, let's go to the country and make something happen, but a bit of research and a bit of planning that says this is a spot that can
for
meet.
Wisdom too.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad had wisdom. Now, if it was a different time of year, not year, but economic time, he would say, now I would love for you to do this, but now is not a good time to do this. I have a friend that opened up a shop and this year, and he's wondering why isn't his shop successful? And I want to tell him it's because economically people don't have the money for what you're selling.
Right.
It's a luxury good. It's not a small, affordable luxury good. It is a luxury good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're competing against Amazon. You're competing against big wholesalers. What makes you different and what's your stuff?
Right.
They've only been open 6 months, but it's not a good time to open up things.
Sure.
But there are good times to open something in particular, but not what he is selling. So I would check with wisdom too, and other people have been there before. People are grayer, and
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to seek out those people that you think may have wisdom that would be beneficial.
Right.
Yeah, and then also listen to it.
Yeah.
It's interesting as an older, hopefully wiser person, to have people seek you out and ask for your counsel and ask for your opinions based on your own experience, and you hand it to them, and then they go do something completely different. And it's I don't even know what word I would use to describe that feeling, although I can recall a time or two in the past where somebody asked me why I didn't follow what I had asked for. It went to them and said, "What's your opinion?" And they gave it to me, and then I did the exact opposite. And I think that was both the sign of immaturity and probably a little bit of arrogance in there too. But when you said make a plan or make plans, the first thing I thought was, okay, we're going to have a family. We're going to go on vacation once a year. We're going to go to, but I think what you're saying is so much more than that, because there are different plans for different aspects of your life. And if you're not giving a lot of thought and effort and energy to those areas, the likelihood of them becoming things that are of value or that are timeless, even in your own little family or sphere, is very slim. That's luck. That's good fortune. And I think there's a lot of people right now in our culture and our society who just anticipate that good fortune is going to visit them and come to them, and they don't put the effort and the planning in like you're talking about.
Yeah, some people say make your own luck by working.
Yeah,
and so
there's the saying that fortune favors the bold. Well, bold isn't sitting back waiting for something to happen. Bold is stepping out and even taking risks.
Doing it when you're scared.
Yes.
I mean, that was certainly our adoption journey. Every step of the way, do it when you're scared. And keep trusting the plan in your head. If it's a good one. I mean, we both felt like, you spoke of our faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to sit here and
because
say,
you did.
Yeah.
in our previous encounters.
I'm not going to say like God told me to, but we felt a peace about the choices we were making because they were pretty countercultural. We didn't go do fine chocolate in a big city. We went to a town of 1,300 people with nothing going on. I mean, we loved the town. The architecture was great. Everybody was friendly and all that good stuff. But there wasn't really much going on. And people thought we were totally nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But we loved what we were doing.
And you had a vision.
And we stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when people would say, well, you should really do this. Nope. We're doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to wait and be patient. And we're going to work on God's, and hopefully that we are listening to God, and in his timing, he will bless what we've done.
But what you were doing wasn't by accident. It wasn't just a flimsy, let's throw it out there and see what happens.
We were still, we were still very intentional about what we did.
Exactly.
I mean, at one point, I don't remember how far we were into the business. Maybe, 6 or 7 years. I think it was before kids. So maybe 5 years into the business. I had chocolate from a company called La Maison du Chocolat, French company. And I bought, this is like not so crazy. I bought a box that was $75 for this box, about the size of what we did. Just the lid, of our chocolates. Did not tell Kevin. And then I had it shipped from New York because there was no Maison du Chocolat in Dallas. Still not.
Another $75.
Yeah, basically. And so I was really scared to let him know. Because we're like barely paying ourselves.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is the chocolate, and that is our benchmark. And so he didn't get mad at me. And we sat in our little stockroom kitchen and ate that chocolate. And that's how you have world-class chocolate in Heiko.
Wow.
That's amazing. Wow.
So we tasted that, and I thought, this is before internet, and there was no cookbooks.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do something similar? And so it was taking what we were already doing and improving on it to make that deliciousness that we were tasting in those little French chocolates.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now keep the microphone in front of you,
Okay.
Kevin, because I'm going to look at Amy. I texted Kevin. My phone over here? No, it's not, but probably on my computer here. So I texted Kevin this afternoon to just touch base, make sure we were still on target for getting together this afternoon and ask a couple of questions. He's got a class next week.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a picture of what he was doing. Making small batch caramel, testing recipes for next week's class. Kevin, how many times have you taught this class?
Actually, this is just the second time.
Okay. This class?
This
Other class. How many times have you taught classes?
We've been
Hundreds, I'm sure.
teaching. I started in Central Market, taught classes there. I think you did too. And then I thought, why am I doing this up in Fort Worth? I could do it down in Echo. So I think more than 10 years we've been doing chocolate classes. This is 2008, maybe.
Yeah.
So I think
Wow.
when Baxter was with us. So about 10 plus years we've been doing classes.
But how many times have you made caramel?
More than twice.
Yeah. So as many hundreds of times, I'm sure, as Kevin has
He's
made
still
caramel.
making caramel.
He's practicing.
He's practicing.
And he's perfecting. He's testing for the class upcoming. All right.
One of the reasons I'm doing that is I make caramels in a really big caramel pot. And so when I'm making this caramel for the class, I want each student to be doing their own caramel.
Mm-hmm.
So I need, when I'm doing the caramel, I realize I need six sets of pot holders for each of them. I need 6 small pots, and I need a recipe that will fit in those pots. Because the recipe I'm doing today was a bigger pot. So I just need to tweak my recipe so that they come out right for them when they attend.
Right.
So they have a delicious product going home. Yeah, for the pots that I have that I'll be borrowing from my wife. They're smaller pots, they don't want to walk out with 5 pounds of
yeah, because you guys
Sure.
cook in vats.
Can I tell you how many times I have walked into my kitchen and reached for something and it's gone?
Uh-huh.
Kevin.
And I know exactly where it went because I know where my pots are and it's not there.
And I imagine as frustrating as that can be, you've got to just kind of shake your head and smile and say, he never stops learning.
Yes. And I would say that for both of us. I think that's another part of intentionality is never believing that you know everything because you do not.
Mm-hmm.
The only person who knows everything is God.
Right.
And that is it.
Right.
That's
Not
the
us mere
enjoyable
human-
part is
I
learning.
know.
That's the greatest.
That is so
I agree.
super cool to me
Yeah.
that there is always going to be something for me to learn. I mean, I've been going to market to buy for the store for 30 years.
Wow.
And the first time I went and threw up in the bathroom because I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And pregnant. No, you weren't pregnant.
No, I wasn't
but
pregnant.
you were dragging 4 kids. Yeah. So, I'm sorry.
But there's always something to learn. There's always
Oh, yeah.
somebody who's doing something that you could learn from.
Mm.
Have y'all been to France?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we went to Paris 2007. My gosh, that's almost
20 years ago.
almost 20 years ago. And yes, it was fabulous.
Wow.
It was, ate a lot of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the original La Maison du Chocolat plus a couple of, other ones. Loved it. Never been out. I personally had never been out of the country before.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. My husband.
You're New Yorker and you haven't been out of the country.
That's right.
Stop it.
I mean,
You were in Michigan. You were practically steps away from
I
being out of the
know.
country when you were a child.
I know. No. And in fact, within the first year of marriage with this man here, I went to Canada. We went to Banff.
Oh, that's my bucket list,
yeah.
my Canada bucket list. I've been to Canada several times, but that's where I want to go.
It was lovely. Absolutely lovely. And then on our honeymoon, Kevin wanted me to see Texas. And so we went to San Antonio. We ended up in San Antonio, didn't we? Yes, we went to Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
One of my most favorite places in the entire world.
Marathon, Texas, legendary.
I just love far west Texas. Just love it. So Marathon. Then he took me to Del Rio, which I can leave right where it's at. No offense to Del Rio. And we went over the border to Acuna. No thanks.
Yeah.
I know that's not real Mexico.
Not a garden spot.
No, it's not a garden spot. So within the first year of marriage, I did leave the country twice. But then it wasn't until 2007, 8 years later.
Wow.
No, more than that. Anyway, that we went to Paris and it was splendid.
I bet it was magical.
It was. And we didn't have any real plans.
Mm-hmm.
We just walked the streets.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Very unintentional.
yes.
And getting there and back, okay. That's
There's something about being intentional. You have to be able to be unintentional
Of
as
course.
well.
To enjoy.
To enjoy.
Yeah.
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 Otherwise, you're just an automaton.
Yeah. Speaking of enjoying, I'm going to ask you both to answer a 2-part question. And this is similar to something we ask most of our guests on the podcast. But the first part to the question for each of you is, what's your favorite chocolate? The second part is, what's your favorite food?
You ask this of everyone?
Well, not the
Favorite
chocolate part. Yeah, let me not pretend to say something that's not true.
That's tough. I do love lasagna, and she makes a killer lasagna for my birthday every year.
Okay.
With Italian sausage and what's the cheese? Goat cheese. Oh, so good.
Goat cheese.
And the pasta is, yeah.
Mm.
I also goat cheese and mixed with ricotta. One of my favorite chocolates is the Seville orange. But
Say that again.
A Seville orange truffle.
Okay.
The white chocolate with a round.
And what is it about that
It's,
is special to you?
Well, it's one of my dad's favorites.
Okay.
Like chocolate orange. But so that's kind of an emotional chocolate for me. I love
They're all emotional to me.
I love that emotional chocolate.
Oh, what chocolate is it?
So the Seville orange here, but I love the 70% is my go-to every day. I love 70% truffle, chocolate truffle.
Chocolate truffle.
Yeah, 70%.
What's the rest of it? If 70% of it is truffle.
Sugar.
Okay, so sugar's not part of the truffle?
And not always, but the 70% chocolate.
Oh, I have so much to learn.
It just means 70% of it is cocoa beans.
Okay.
And 30% of it is sugar.
I thought maybe you meant like 70% milk fat or something like that, which I would not
there's
be
a lot
surprised.
of milk fat in these with a heavy cream.
You think?
I love chocolate mousse, not a real mousse. I love chocolate. What's it called? Anyway, chocolate with milk, cooked up and then refrigerated, and it's cold. So it's all like a chocolate mousse. It's basically our sipping chocolate prepared with milk.
Now, I've had your sipping
in a
chocolate.
blender. Have you prepared it in a blender with milk?
No, I had yours at your your place.
That's
for
right.
dinner that night. But see, he's just like cooking it up, and I'm going, what does that even mean?
Sipping chocolate?
Oh, you have not lived.
I have not.
You have not finished
chocolate.
a good meal until you have finished your
it
meal with sipping chocolate.
Wow, is it like a hot cocoa?
It's like drinking a chocolate bar.
It is so far beyond how classy I really am that it's not fair.
How do you serve it? In like a
little cup, like a little demi-tasse,
like a shot cup,
like a
shot
Turkish
glass.
coffee.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
So
I almost died that night.
when I was a kid, I would go to FFA and I would ask for hot chocolate. And they would say, be careful, it's hot. And it wasn't hot, it was scalding. It was always scalding.
Oh, no.
And so I thought, I've got to make something so that when someone prepares it, they could drink it right away. I mean, that's the point, is drink it right away. So you can actually prepare this with boiling milk, boiling water or boiling milk. But when you mix the chocolate in, it's equal parts. So it cools it down perfectly that you can drink it right away.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to, somebody says you can make grits with water or milk or heavy cream. What are you going to make it with?
Heavy cream.
Of course, because it's richer and more decadent and so forth. But that's awesome. So
when you make the sipping chocolate with milk and then whatever you don't drink that night and put it in the fridge, it's a chocolate mousse the next morning. It's like a chocolate mousse. It's not
even fair.
It's the gift that keeps
not
giving.
even fair. And what I get to eat the next morning is brisket. So
which truffle is the? Is it Jack Daniel's? Is that the Southern Hospitality?
It is the Southern Hospitality.
Oh, it is.
Real sugar.
It is fantastic.
So, LaDonne, your two favorites, real quick.
Actually, my favorite is chocolate is also the Seville orange.
Okay.
For a while there, it was raspberry. That was what, and we kind of played with that one until we felt like it was just right. But Seville orange, for me, it has a little bit of sweet. And again, I think a perfect marriage of fruit and chocolate, and it just brings out the fruitiness of the chocolate, the fruity kind of flavor profile or whatever. So that's my favorite.
So there's a very fine place in chocolating where chocolate and fruit go together, and it can be ick if it's not right. But man, when you get it right,
just right,
it is so
that balance.
And I remember as a child eating some kind of a orange gel inside of a chocolate shell, but where I knew that I would appreciate a good chocolate with a fruity something was chocolate covered cherries at Christmas. And it was a tradition in our family. You gave Pawpaw a box so he ends up with 8 boxes, and so he shares them with us all, and chocolate until they're running down our chins, and but there was something about them, even though they're a bit much. There was something about it that said chocolate and fruit's a really good thing.
Are you talking about the
Yes,
cherry cordials?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
probably Brock's.
Yeah, and now would I eat one? Yeah, of course. But would I stop and close my eyes and eat it and go, probably not. I'd probably just eat 4 and move on. But, there's that place. So I can appreciate what you're saying. Your favorite food altogether?
I do not have a particular favorite food. I like to eat. There's not much that I don't enjoy. I mean, I can think of memorable meals.
Best meal.
Okay. I think best meal was the restaurant that we went to in Austin, Oishi. It was a Japanese tasting. And so you little bites of things.
Yeah.
And we asked our waiter to he just asked us some questions about what we did and did not like. Like Kevin doesn't do seafood. I love seafood. But so we just told him what we liked, and then we let him choose.
Nice.
And it wasn't only just the taste, but also the visual of the food that was important to me. And it was miraculous. We had probably 10 dishes. And we're talking just, a bite or two each.
Right.
This beautiful little salad, tiny little glass cloche. A piece of wagyu. Yeah, I mean, just, when I was a kid, everybody knew when LaDonne liked something because I started wiggling in my seat. And I don't think I stopped.
That's great.
That one, I think, was an overall just beautiful, lovely.
It hit
it hit everything. I mean, because I eat with my eyes.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, everybody does. You eat with your eyes before you taste anything.
Microgreens in a cloche.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes. And I'm not,
Absolutely.
at that time, I wasn't a big beef eater, but this was the first time I'd ever had Wagyu beef. And you put it in your mouth and it just melted on your tongue. It was just
amazing.
I
have a very close friend, one of my best friends in the world, who's been my friend since I was a freshman in high school. Her name's Mary. And it is so funny to have a meal with Mary when she gets on something that she just really appreciates. You can hear her, not chewing or swallowing, but she just, I don't think she's even aware of it.
No. Yeah, I've done the same thing and aware. I didn't even know that I was wiggling.
Yeah, but if you made that food, it's so rewarding. It's so affirming, to hear somebody, and that means that hit the spot. So, guys, I want to tell you how much we appreciate you coming to taking your time. I know you're busy and your schedules are full and all the classes and the things that you're preparing for and just along with the regular chocolatiering. But I just also want to let you know that as a fellow Heikoan, how regarded you are, not necessarily because you make unbelievably incredible chocolate, but because you're unbelievably incredible people.
It's awfully kind for you to say. Thank you.
And it's not just me that feels that way and says that. I mean, I feel that way and I believe it.
I feel that way.
But you have a sterling reputation around this community, and it's way more because of the people that you are rather than the chocolate that you make. Although I think both of them are way on up there.
Thank you. It's nice to be on a podcast. I have a saying in my head. I've always thought of myself as kind of stupid. And so I usually think of myself as, I better not say too much. Better to think someone to think you're stupid than open your mouth and prove it. So it's been nice being on the podcast because you've been asking me great questions and I've been able to say something and not stumble too much on my words.
No.
But we love Heiko. We love being in this town.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah,
it's a great little town.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you ship your chocolates? You do?
Yeah, we ship all over.
Okay.
We just, we'll ship it wherever you want it. If you're from Germany, we'll ship it to you. The cost.
Sure.
But yes, we ship all over the world.
Do you have an email address or
we're gonna put the Wiseman Chocolate House information in the description of the podcast on Spotify as well as Apple Podcast and wherever the podcast comes, it'll have the same description, which will have a link to their website.
That's cool. Yeah, WisemanHouseChocolates.com.
Beautiful.
But when the weather is 100 degrees, we don't ship.
Yeah,
That was my next question. How does that,
before
Dean?
it and after that, we ship. We do large insulated containers, large ice packs, and all over Texas. It should get there one day just fine.
Very nice.
Texas, Oklahoma.
Well, again, we love you and we want to thank you so much for being here and taking part. And if you're listening at this point in the podcast, we want to remind you that we're looking for normal people. We're not necessarily looking for celebrities, but just people like you and like I and like the Wenzels here who have stepped out of the norm and into the world of intentionality, and they've made their own way in a lot of ways. They've trusted God for it, and they've made a plan and followed that plan, and they are completely aware and willing to share their story about putting things out there and following through with intentionality. So if you know of somebody that you think would be a good fit for the podcast, please don't hesitate to let us know. You can send an email to OLOP Podcast, OLOP Podcast, Out Loud and On Purpose Podcast @gmail.com. Let us know that you're a listener. Let us know that you have somebody in mind that might make a great guest for the show. And we'll respond to you every single time. Until next time, we'll see you around.
Bye, everyone.